Hey, it's Ches Giffer from Y&I Recording Academy, and today I'm going to be talking about a little bit of a touchy subject for me, because everybody knows that I'm a big fan of making and recording great sounding music with the gear that you can afford. I believe that the bigger part of recording and producing music is more about the know-how rather than the actual gear that you have. But that's not to say that there's no place for upgrading your gear. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about when should you upgrade, what should you upgrade to. Let's dive in. So before we get specific, what you should upgrade, which categories you should start upgrading in, we first have to ask one really crucial question: is how do you know when you should upgrade? If I'm always saying that you should make music with the gear that you can afford, so you have the gear in front of you and you're saying to yourself, like, so when do I know if it's time for me to step up my gear game? And this is a really, really great question. When do you know? How do you know if you should be upgrading your gear? And I'm going to answer it like this. If you see a specific problem and a specific solution being accomplished with a specific piece of gear, that might be an indicator that you're ready to upgrade to that piece of gear. So, for example, if you see that your computer is just too slow to handle the projects that you're doing, it was once great 2 years ago, but now you're doing projects and you have a lot of people coming in and out, and there's a lot of plugins and a lot of tracks, and your computer's just not handling it the way you want it to handle, and you see that if you upgrade to a new computer, it will go faster. That's a specific problem and a specific solution, and it might be time for you to upgrade to a computer or to that piece of gear that you see a specific problem being solved by it. So that is how I would say how you know that it's time to upgrade your gear, meaning how do you know that you maxed out on your gear? You know by a specific problem and a specific solution. Now, this is not to be confused with a more general problem and a general solution. For example, my recordings don't sound so good, so I'm going to get a mic. It's going to make it sound better. That's not what I'm talking about. That's a very general problem and a very general solution. And who said that microphone that you're going to purchase is going to make that general problem go away? That general problem could be due to many, many other things. It could be due to a mic, but it could be due to many other things. So I would say try to have a specific problem and a specific solution being accomplished by a piece of gear. And that's how you'll know when it's time to upgrade your gear. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about, like, let's say you do know that you need to, that it's time for you to upgrade gear. What should you upgrade to? Now, I'm going to be only talking about hardware in this video. Maybe I'll do a future video about software, plugins, and so on and so forth. But in this video, I'm going to be sticking to just hardware. Now, when you're upgrading anything, I usually say that there's a few different types of upgrades. There's the type of upgrade that upgrades your efficiency. There's a type of upgrade that upgrades your actual sonic quality, and then the type of upgrade that upgrades your ease of use, your workflow, or just the fact that you just want it. So the first two are I would say are more necessary than the third one, because the first two are actually going to be something that's impacting your clients and your turnaround time and something like that. The third one is going to be more of like for you. Like, I want this piece of gear because I think it will make my life easier, and it's more about you than the song or the clients. So that's how I would say the first two are more important. So I would actually say it in this order: efficiency, sonic quality, and then ease of use. Efficiency and sonic quality is hard to know which one comes first, but I would say it's based on your situation and you should make that judgment call. Now let's talk about specifics in these categories that you could be upgrading to. So for efficiency, I think the number one upgrade that you can make for your efficiency is a computer. Meaning, if your computer is slow, lagging, and just crashing on you all the time and just not accomplishing the work that you want to do in the way that you want to do it, then it might be time to upgrade your computer. And a computer is the heart of your studio. Don't ever forget that. Don't think it's the mic or the interface, which obviously those things you can't do anything without them, but a computer is really the host and the heart of your studio. So if you feel like it's time for you to upgrade your computer because you're not getting enough efficiency out of the one that you're currently on, that's what I would say to upgrade first in that category. When it comes to sonic quality, I think that this is going to be your microphone, because your microphone is going to be that single piece of gear that you're going to be able to upgrade to. And once you upgrade that piece of gear, it will instantly lift your sonic quality, as opposed to a preamp or a fancy interface where those things need other things in order to bring up the sound quality. If you just buy a microphone, the microphone, chances are, will upgrade your sonic quality just on its own. So that's why I think it's the bang for your buck when you're getting a microphone. Obviously, a preamp and fancy interfaces and stuff like that can help, but the microphone is going to be giving you the most mileage. So that's what I think. When it comes to ease of use, this is really in your hands. This is where you can get creative. You can say, well, I need a headphone amp, or I need better speakers because I think that that's going to help me, or I need a better MIDI keyboard, or I want a better interface. So when it comes to ease of use, that's really in your hands. But I would say in the efficiency category, it's the computer. In the sonic quality category, it's going to be your microphone. And again, in your ease of use, it's really up to you. Get creative and be within your budget. Don't forget that you can make amazing sounding recordings and music without upgrading a thing. So if you're not in that space, if you don't have the money, or you're not having a specific problem being solved by a specific piece of gear, then I would say stick to the gear that you have currently and max out on that. Save up some money and then upgrade. I hope this helps you out. And before you go, I want to give you something that's actually pretty relevant to this video. If you are trying to start a home studio or upgrade your home studio and you're not exactly sure specifically which pieces of gear you should be upgrading to or buying, and you're in a budget, so I got you covered. I put together an entire PDF of a few different budgets, all the products that you're going to need for a home studio to start and to upgrade. So you can just go ahead and download that and literally just follow the bullet points, and there's links to every product, so it's all right there for you. Go ahead and download it. It's free, and until next time.